Everybody, how you doing? I've been really slacking on these battles videos, so I've decided to try and do a couple more for you guys. Maybe not all today, but hopefully in the next few days I'll get a few of them done for you. So I have one thing that I really want to mention, and that is one thing that's been annoying me quite a bit on my videos. And that is the comments of 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and so on. Now I realize that a lot of people like to just comment on things and like to be quote-unquote first, but it doesn't make you look cool. People don't like it. Everybody doesn't like it when somebody else says first, and then they end up wanting to say first anyways, which I think is just completely stupid. So, basically all I'm trying to get across, guys, is please try not to say first on my videos, and, you might be thinking that if you say first comment plus first like, it, makes it okay or something. It really does not. It's just very annoying overall. I'd really appreciate it if you guys tried to not do that, and in fact, instead of saying first, why don't you comment on the video and say, great video, Super John Bombo, even if you haven't watched it yet. That'll stop other people from saying first, and overall it'll probably just save a bunch of problems. So, this isn't like a you need to do this type of thing. If you say first, I will not hate you. I just think it's completely annoying. I know some people who actually just block people if people say first on their videos, because they think it's quite annoying. Well, me personally, I'm not going to block you, but in fact, I might start just deleting your comment so you aren't quote-unquote first anyways, and I'll probably get annoyed by you, which is not a good thing to do. So, yeah, I mean, that's really all the news I got about that. I'm sorry to start that off with sort of bad news. I know that people don't want to really talk about stuff like that, but I felt like it was something that I needed to get across, or at least get the point across. So I know that every single person in the world, or anybody who's subbed to me, is not going to watch this video every time. So anybody who says first, I don't know. I might just mention it in a couple of videos, and hopefully that's not annoying. Hopefully we can get the point across to most of the viewers that I don't like that. So anyways, let's get started here. We are on Rally right now, and this guy has quite low battle score. It's not ridiculously low or anything. It's just pretty low. So I lost quite a few lives here. It's not too ridiculous, but I'm down to about 115 or so, at least once those balloons get through. And this guy's going mostly ninjas. So what do versus people who make ninjas? We just send out lots and lots of balloons. So he has actually a good arsenal of towers. I know 3 of his towers already. I'm assuming the 4th one is probably... Actually, I have no idea what the 4th one is. But right now, he's just not going any economy, so that's just terrible for him. I'm probably going to stop right around level 6. I'm assuming this game is not going to go farther beyond that. You can play this game a little bit different. Honestly, if I was going if this guy was like a really good player, I was playing in a tournament or something like that, I would outplay him for a late game. But because I don't feel like doing that, and I can feel like I can win by level 13, that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to try for a level 13 win. And that means stop right around 450, 500 economy, right around there. And people might get... Actually, one thing that people have been mentioning to me is that I say economy too much. And I understand your concern that it is not technically coined economy, but I feel like it's not too bad to just say economy. It's what I'm used to. It is economy technically, but it's technically just also in-game income. And instead of saying income the entire time, economy just makes sense because economy includes in-game income and farms together. So it's just kind of like a together type of term. So as you can plainly see, I've stopped quite early with this stuff. With sending balloons. I mean, 480, that's not a bad number. I know I should have stopped at 500 because I'm all OCD and stuff, but I didn't. And this boomerang's going to easily hold me off for the next at least level or so, and if I need to, build a 3-0 boomerang. But in fact, I'm probably not going to do that just yet. I don't feel like he's going to go for a big rush on me, and if he does, I can easily defend it. So, one thing that I'm already noticing about his defense is that he's going with snipers. So, and also, guess what I have? I don't have very much camo detection. So we're going to have to kind of play that a little bit on the safe side. I'm actually going to get a pretty darn strong sniper right now. So I'm actually going to get this sniper right here, and I'm going to get 2 of them. I'm just going to get 2 reasonably strong snipers, and that should take out all those white balloons and stuff. You also want to you always want to put snipers on strong. So that's just like a recommendation that I'm just going to tell you guys forever. Since we don't have very much camo detection, he could possibly beat us with some like regrow camos or something like that. That's definitely a possibility, so we're going to have to be careful and watch what we're going to send with this guy. Honestly, I feel like we need to send some low-level regrow camo balloons. For example, maybe grouped blacks or something like that. We should probably be able to take him out with grouped black camo balloons. Regrow camo balloons at that. So this guy's still sending some random balloons out at us, but it's not going to do anything. He's wasting a lot of his money. I'm going to wait actually until round 13. I'm already going to get them all set up. I forget what you can get over here. Group zebras. I think it's probably better for us to get group zebras, and if he does send anything at us, we're just going to start sending them out right away. So group zebras should be able to overrun his sniper fairly easily, and then I'm going to end it with a bunch of grouped blacks. So we're going to send about a couple of those, and then a bunch of grouped blacks, and I think that'll actually be able to overrun him. The regrowness of them all will actually just make them all spawn to bajillions of balloons, and we will overrun him fairly easily. So that is the end of this game. This guy obviously, like I said, was not fantastic. That's why we went with random towers. And I have not decided what I want to do. I think I'm just going to play some good games, some random games, depending on what type of people I've been playing. I'm not going to do anything crazy ridiculous, like go mortars and spike factories or anything like that. I might choose to do that in a future game, or a future video, but for right now I think this will do. As long as we can find people. I may actually end up doing a defend game, but I haven't decided. Defend games are usually pretty long, so I really don't want to do that. But, we'll see. So I got some pretty... Okay, he disconnected. Oh, no. Oh, no. I really don't like when people disconnect, because I feel like a lot of the times they just disconnect whenever they're up against, like, really good players, or what they think is a really good player. Anybody with high battle scores, people just assume are fantastic. And instead of going random, I am going to go with my official towers here. I will get Boomer, Cannon, Mortar, and what could my last tower be? I don't know. Tack shooters? Sure. Let's go tack shooters. Tack shooters can actually help out quite a bit. Getting like 1, 2, 4 tack shooter can just help out versus any giant rushes that he sends at you, and it makes him waste a lot of money. So, let's get started here with, of course, a boomerang. We're gonna put it right here. I believe this is probably the best spot. And again, just to reiterate this, I say this quite a bit, but for this level, I think people misunderstand what the best boomerang spot is and why. So, the way I use my boomerangs on this level is, if you notice, whenever I shoot it down this lane right here, it's actually going to hook around and hook pretty much all of these balloons all over here. But what you're going to notice is these balloons over here are actually going to come down, and they're going to try and go over here. So I'm going to actually aim most of the balloons over here when these guys are coming down. But if you leave your boomerang on first, this is where most of your enemy's balloons come out. And these are the ones that are going to cause the most problems. And what will happen is you'll actually, if you leave him on first, he'll aim all of the balloons over here for the most part. So they'll actually pop the most amount of balloons. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes you might have to change it to close or something like that. But I think first is probably the... Actually, let's change it to close. We're going to leave it in close right now. And he's got 2-0 boomerangs, which is totally fine. I should go with the cannon right now, but I honestly just don't care now. Actually, you know what? I don't care. We will just get 315 in-game economy. We're not going to lose too many lives here. I'm not worried about 50 lives right now. And we can actually get our official upgrade. I'm actually going to send out a couple of pinks versus him, because that cannot stop pink. Oh, that can stop pinks. That can definitely stop pinks. So it was a little bit of a waste of money, but no big deal. Pinks are not like a crazy, ridiculous waste of money or anything like that. I consider them a waste of money when I think about if I'm going very, very hardcore. I just accidentally put them on close. I should be on first right now. That would help me lose a lot less lives. So if you notice, I'm changing up my targeting just a little bit with my boomerang, and that's okay. You guys will probably get used to it after a while. There's really no crazy targeting tutorial that I could possibly make for boomerangs or anything like that. Just watch my videos and you will learn. There's no specific rules, there's just generalizations that I can make, and the generalizations are probably not going to help you guys out. You guys probably understand them already. And, this guy's still got 150 lives, so I guess going with 2 boomerangs was actually pretty helpful. He's also got a farm here, which is kind of unique. I'm not used to people going with farms. He's probably going to send out some black balloons versus me as well, because he notices my low amounts of lives. And honestly, I feel like that's going to hurt his economy for the mid to late game. And hopefully my computer being not fantastic, not terrible, but not fantastic, won't make me lose because of lag. So yes, I assume that he's going to go with black balloons because I have such a low amount of lives so far. I have 69 lives, and he's just assuming that he's actually going to overrun me with these black balloons, but it's not going to happen. I may lose a couple lives here and there, but I'm really not worried about these black balloons until I get down to about 25 lives or so, and then I'm going to start being like, okay, I need to do something about this. But for now, he's just kind of wasting his money, in my opinion, so I'm just not worried whatsoever. He should be going with green balloons to try and get as much economy as he possibly can, but then again, if you mix sending out balloons and getting economy, it definitely does help out. So what I'm going to do is actually, because I'm getting kind of low on lives right now, I'm going to get at least one more boomer. I'm going to start saving up for my 3-0 boomerang. I'm also going to put this guy on last to help pop all the blacks instead of the pinks that are actually escaping. So, he could send out a regrow rush versus me, which I totally was not expecting, and I wasn't thinking ahead right now, so I'm kind of a little bit scared. If he did send out a regrow rush versus me, he would destroy me. That's been officiated. Okay, now I have the 3-0 boomerang, so I am officially safe. I'm kind of happy. I'm going to move this guy back to first, and he balloons there first, and now he's finally sending out regrow whites. So now he's wasting quite a bit of money versus me, in my opinion. I'm actually going to hide my mortar over here. Oops. Oopsie doodles. Hide my mortar over here. And we'll actually get the camo detection for right here. 1, 2, 3, and 1. And I am going to get the bigger ones. The reason why I'm getting the bigger ones, I normally don't get that on a level like Rally. But I have 21 left, so I really can't have any camo balloons at all escape. That's really the problem here. As far as he's concerned, it looks like he's going to have enough money for the camo detection, so I may just send out a couple camo pinks. Not enough to kill him, just enough to do some extra damage. So he's probably assuming that I'm probably going to go for a huge camo rush on him, and I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to send out a couple just to do some damage. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so he's got the camo upgrade, so that's going to do absolutely nothing. Now I could go for a regrow rush, but he's going to get enough boomerangs in time. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get my boomerangs ready. So I'm going to get ready for these upgrades just in case he does go for a huge attack, but he has no money right now. So that's the key thing that you guys have to understand. He had no money, but now he's going for this rush, and that's going to do absolutely nothing. I'm just going to take these out really easily. I got all those 3-0 boomerangs up really fast. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just defend even more versus a regrow ceramic rush with this thing. These help out a bunch versus regrow ceramics. You might not think it, but it really does. That's because it does like 2 or 3 hits to those ceramics, and that's more than enough to actually destroy them. It's better than a 2-3 boomerang. Just 1 tack shooter is more than enough. And now what I can do is I could go for a quick regrow rush or something like that. Oh, now he's sending out ceramics versus me, which is not going to do anything. He just sold his camo detection. So let's send out camo balloons. I really don't think they'll get through. Holy crap! Holy crap! Are we gonna lose? Oh god, what just happened? I did not think that was even possible. So let's try again. I really did not think that was going to happen. I don't know how that happened. I'm kind of sad. That's okay though. I am out of practice. Obviously. I need to get better at this game. I haven't played in like 6 days, maybe? Something like that. I really haven't played in almost a week. And you might be saying, well, you had a video up a little while ago. Like, what are you talking about? Well, yeah, I did have a video up a little while ago, but I actually made it I made it like 3 days before I actually uploaded it. Because I was kind of busy and I didn't really have time to do that. So, yeah. Anyways. We're playing him again. So now, let's hope that I'm going to be a little bit better than I was last game. Hopefully I don't suck it up. I really think I can beat this guy. I just got to pay attention a little bit more and not be such a noob cake. Normally I go with 2-2-3 boomerangs, and I went with 3-3-0 boomerangs, and that was just obviously the wrong choice. I don't normally do that. Wrong choice. You know, everybody makes mistakes. We will try again, and we will hopefully win. So we went with a farm right from the get-go. So I'm, of course, going to send out a bunch of red balloons, and I honestly don't like starting off with those farms and stuff. I just don't. It's just not fun to me. Doesn't really work. So let's see what's going on here. We're probably not going to overrun him or anything with these guys. Probably not. We could maybe just get a few balloons through, but it's really not worth it to try and overrun him or anything with these red balloons. We'd rather just kind of defend as much as possible, and in fact, I'm probably going to get another tack shooter right over here to help stop versus the black balloons and stuff after I get my 2-3 boomerang. So that's probably going to be for level 6, because I noticed that this guy sends out a lot of pink and black balloons that normally he doesn't probably send out versus, or I mean normally I don't see too often, I suppose. So I sent out a lot of balloons in hopes of doing lots of damage, and now I'm actually going to hold up on these and just going to get a little bit more. And by level 18, or by the time 118 comes around, I can afford this. So now I will not actually lose any lives, I don't think. But just in case, I'm actually going to get a tack shooter pretty darn soon. But these pinks should die, I think. Blacks, on the other hand, maybe not so much. Blacks are a little bit harder to kill than these pinks. And I could go with my lag setup, you know, I could go on low quality and stuff, but honestly, I mean, I'd rather give you guys high quality content than go for the crazy awesome, like, tournament style wins that I might actually go for during tournaments and stuff. So, we're already at 400 economy. He wants me to lose a lot of lives, and it's not going to work, so in fact, I think I'm making him hurt his economy, so I'm actually just going to keep up with this because I'm not losing very many lives. And like I said, you might not be saying that pinks hurt economy. Pinks do help economy, right? But it's a lot better to go blue balloons instead of pink balloons, unless you mix them with farms. You can go with a lot of pink and black balloons and stuff like that if you're going farms instead, or with them as well. So just keep that in mind, guys. That's why I never go pinks, because I don't usually use farms. I could trade my tack shooters out for farms or something like that, but I don't care enough. So we have, I'm going to get my tack shooter up. I'm going to put it right here, actually. This is a reasonable spot for a tack shooter. I'm going to get a 2-0 tack shooter, not even a 3-0, and that's going to help out enough versus those pinks and those blacks that my 2-3 boomerang should be able to do enough damage. And in fact, probably pop them all. Hopefully pop them all. So I'm actually going to go for a really intense in-game economy. We're planning on going late game this game. I'm not going to let him beat me with regrow ceramics. No way, Jose, am I going to let that happen. So, yeah, we are able to kill pretty much all these blacks. He's not doing any damage to me right now at all. See how like a 2-0 tack shooter is extremely helpful in combination with this guy right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start saving up a little bit just in case he does start sending out regrow blacks or regrow whites or something, or just a giant regrow yellow rush in general. That can do a lot of damage to me. So I need something else that can defend. For example, what he has, a 2-3 boomerang and a 3-0 boomerang. Boomerangs are obviously the best tower in the game. You know, everybody loves them because they're awesome. Should they be nerfed? I don't know. Maybe other towers should just be buffed. Possibility. I don't know. But, of course, I want to go with more economy still. So I want to get more economy. So I'm going to keep up with my economy like at a reasonable pace, but I'm going to make sure I have enough money to buy a 3-0 boomerang if I need it. So now he's sending out white balloons versus me, which I can actually take out white balloons, so I am not afraid of them at all. Not afraid of the white balloons. Regrow balloons, yes, I am afraid of those. So I'm just keeping my economy basically as perfect as I possibly can right now. Right around that much should be good. 900, I think, is a solid amount. And there we go, 900. Now I'm going to need to start saving up. So I'm going to get a monkey village first, but I'm going to wait up and just get a little bit more money first. Okay, so he sent out regrow balloons. So that means we have to get a 3-0 boomerang. 3-0 boomerang is going to help pop pretty much all of these regrow balloons, hopefully. And now I can start getting my camo detection up. So that should be able to take most of those guys out. I might lose a couple lives here and there, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal, like I said. Just gotta make sure we get camo detection up, so I'm actually not even gonna upgrade those guys. I'm just gonna save my money. Let him waste his money on these regrow whites. He's not gonna do any damage to me anymore. It was just the initial phase that actually did all the damage. I think. No, I actually lost some more lives. Holy crapola. So level 11 only. I have 900 in-game economy, so like I said, I'm planning for late game here. I'm planning on going to level 18, 20, 22, somewhere around there. Maybe get his oh my god or something just for fun. We'll see. We'll see what I decide. Grouped whites, though, kind of odd. So I'm actually going to get another 2-3 boomerang pretty darn soon here. So he's starting to send out balloons for economy. And you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to get a 1,000 something in-game economy. And now I'm going to get a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And probably another 3-0 boomerang if he sends out a rush versus me. Depends. Depends. Oh, regrow rush. Ooh, no, not even a regrow rush, a zebra rush. Like, what the heck is that? Group zebras? Not gonna do anything. So I'm going for a pretty high in-game economy, as you guys can probably tell by now. He might go for another ceramic rush versus me, which I don't know. I have another level for that, though. Okay, regrows. Regrow rainbows. Kind of weird. Those don't give us much economy. They don't hurt you, but they don't give us much economy. So level 15 is coming up next, so I'm actually planning, I'm going to get something else. I'm actually going to make sure I have enough for camo detection, so we're going to get that upgrade first. And then we'll get a 3-0 boomerang right here. 1, 2, 3. Make sure I get lead popping power for those guys. And also, we will upgrade this guy, get one more of these, and that should help pop pretty much all of them, I think. And more in-game economy now. I'm going to make sure I keep at least $2,000 for any sort of camo balloons that do come. I don't have camo detection yet, so just understand that. I understand that. So he's going for another of these ceramic rushes. So there's no freaking way he's going to beat me this time. There's no way. He's still trying, though. I guess I will just get some upgrades for these guys. Just take care of everything. I'm not losing to this regrow ceramic rush. Guaranteed. He just wasted a lot of money on that. And we took him out. Alright, fantastic. And as well, since I have such a high in-game economy, I'm not worried right now. He's got a bunch of boomerangs, but he really doesn't have any. He was losing lots of lives. I wonder if he's lagging like crazy. I guess he's lagging really hardcore. I don't understand. Maybe he went to low quality for a second or something. Or switched it to low quality. So I'm going to get my camo detection now. I have enough money. I'm starting to get cannons up. Strong, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Strong, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And just as usual, frag bombs are extremely helpful. So if you're going to get Moab Maulers, get frag bombs. Trust me on that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to send out a couple Moabs. Not even going to worry about regrow Moabs. I'm just going to send out a couple Moabs. Probably like 3 or 4. I'm not worried about my economy right now. I think he's probably worried right now that he's going to lose. So now, my economy is still at 1,300, which I am, like I said, not worried about. I feel like these Moabs should be able to run through his defense. He does not have enough Moab popping power, in my opinion. Even though he has all these boomerangs, I don't think he has enough Moab popping power. And, they're probably going to start aiming the wrong things or something, I think. Okay, so we won. I don't know, it didn't look like that on my screen, but I think we would have won anyways, and if not, I would have kept him busy enough to send out a couple BFBs. He did not, it doesn't look like he had cannons, he had spike factories for some reason. So, we finally beat that guy. Let's go back here and play again. Depending on how long this game is, it might be one of the shorter, it might be the end of the video. We've been doing some 30-minute live commentaries for you guys, and one other thing, people probably aren't going to pay attention to this because the people that don't pay attention seem to ask the same questions over and over again. But live videos is different from live commentaries. So understand the difference. A live commentary means I make the video live, where I make the commentary while making the video. And the other way that it happens is where I actually talk to you guys live on the screen through Skype or something like that. Like, that's a live stream. This is a live commentary, live video. So live stream, live video, yeah, difference. Okay. Anyways, you know, people will keep asking the same questions. I thought you said we were going to do a live stream. No. No. I do live streams every once in a while. Not all the time. Is this guy going to the farm first? Ooh, intense. This on last for show. Last is a good spot, so maybe this guy isn't here. I don't know. Maybe he's saving up for something strong. I have no freaking idea what's going on with him. Saving up for something really, really good? I think this guy's not here. It's just kind of sad. Because we're probably going to beat him really fast, unless he gets cannon really fast. And I'm actually going to get my cannon here. And it looks like we're going to win. A little too easy. On level 3, maybe. On level 2. Is it possible to win on level 2? No, we won on level 3. But that was pretty darn close. Anyways, let's try again. I don't know why that guy wasn't there. He had a really high battle score. You'd think he'd be paying attention or something. So, like I said, we're not going to end the video on that. We can't end the video on that. That's just a terrible ending. We need to do something better than that. So let's get going here. The little Buccaneer Monkey. If you notice, the Buccaneer Monkey looks like his monkey is huge. We're actually playing really good people today. Important mouth farts. Okay, good for you, I suppose. So cannon, boomerang, mortar, and spike factory. Definitely a good combination. The reason why I get mortar and spike factory is because mortars aren't perfect for camo detection, but spike factories can clean up all the rest of the mortars normally don't. And the only things that usually get through are like camo pinks, and if you place it perfectly, I'm pretty sure you can actually get by with only one mortar and no other camo detection. But I like to be safe and just get the extra spike factory. And that's because I really don't have like any other specific towers that I really need to get or anything. On top of that, you could go with 2 mortars, so that is a definite possibility. So feel free to do that if you want to. Just 2 mortars instead. You know, late game, a mortar isn't that bad. And if he sends out any balloons versus me, I'm going to get a cannon. But he is not. He went for a 0-3 boomerang first. Kind of odd. Odd for my taste. So I don't need a cannon yet. So I'm not going to get a cannon yet. Okay, here. Now we need a cannon. So, sending out more and more balloons. I got the cannon there. He'll pop all the blue balloons. My boomerang will clean up all the rest. And I'm going to sell my cannon on level 4. And that will help me get a 2-3 boomerang in time. Going to be perfect. So I'm actually going to stop sending out balloons for now. I got 315 in-game economy. He could send out some pinks versus me. Might do a little bit of damage, but not enough to actually do anything special. So 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Did a little tiny itty bitty bit of damage. Nothing special, nothing to worry about. Still got 140 something lives. And maybe 139? Yep, 139 lives. Close enough. Anyways, this level is kind of tough because it's kind of short. You really don't have that much time to actually pop things. And normally, on these levels like this, you have time, or on some levels you have time for your 3-0 boomerangs to actually do lots and lots of popping power. They can just run through the entire place and do lots and lots of pops. But on this one, even if you put your 3-0 boomerangs kind of near the bottom of the screen, like down here or something like that, they actually won't pop everything in time. So you're going to have to be a little bit careful, and in fact, I kind of like 2-3 boomerangs a little bit more on this level. I like to go with 2 or 3 2-3 boomerangs instead of a bunch of 3-0 boomerangs like I normally do. So now let's look at this guy's defense. He's got spike factories and boomerangs, and he's spending a little bit too much money on stuff and not going to get enough economy. He is going with a farm, though. Do people, like, start going farms again or something like that I don't know about? I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, 500 in-game economy on this level is more than enough, but I'm going to go with about a 550 to 600 in-game economy, depending on level 7. So I don't know what kind of rush I'm going... I can defend versus a level 13 rush if I stop at around 600. So I think that's what I'm going to plan for, just in case this guy actually goes pretty late game. So now he's sending out blacks versus me, which will not make me lose very many lives. And we have 600 in-game economy, so I'm going to stop right there. And hopefully it doesn't send any regrow blacks or whites too fast out at me, or else I may lose a few lives. But in fact, I'm actually going to go with 2-3 boomerangs first, instead of a 3-0 boomerang. Actually, no, let's get a 3-0 boomerang, because these guys are going to overwhelm me a little too fast. So there we go, we got the 3-0 boomerang up, and that should stop all these regrow whites and stuff. And I'm going to still need to get my mortar up, so my mortar is going to be the next thing, and then another 2-3 boomerang, depending on what I see him make. If he doesn't make enough defense, I'll save up my money for a huge attack, and I guess we'll have to see. Like I said, he's not really playing for late game, he's kind of playing for early game here. You know, so if I can just outlast him, I'll be okay. I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go for a last game. I'm just going to outlast him. I have more money, so let's do that. I'm going to get my spike factory up here. Just down here is okay anywhere. Normally I put it kind of over here, but it doesn't really matter that much. So I will get bigger blasts as well, just because I can. Camo balloons, not a problem. He's got camo detection as well, so I can't kill him with any camo balloons. He's got kind of the same setup that I do. But I have my 3-0 boomerang down here instead of up there, which I think is a better spot, though I can understand his what he's thinking. Regrow reds. Is he just messing with me right now? I guess he is. Okay, so I got another 2-3 boomerang up there, and also I'm going to get another 3-0 boomerang if I need it. And 2 of these guys are usually enough to beat ceramics, usually, at least. But he does not have enough ceramic popping power yet. Depending on this boomerang right here. What is he gonna build? I don't know. Level 15, you know, I'll send out a couple. I'll send out like 3. That should be enough to, if it can't kill him, it will be perfect. If he can kill it though, then, yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna send out a couple more. Send out a couple more. He's not sending anything versus me. I feel like these spike factories are we're killing them, and the spike factory spikes are actually wearing out. So we're actually doing quite a bit of damage to him. So we actually did tons and tons of damage to, oh, there we go. We won that game. So he didn't have enough ceramic popping power. I think his problem was the 3-0 boomerang spot. You should put the 3-0 boomerang spot closer to the bottom, because then you can pop the ceramics. The 3-0 boomerang does not do lots of damage to like a single ceramic. It doesn't go anywhere. It just hits the ceramic, does 2 damage, and that's it. But if you put it near the bottom, after the ceramic pops, you could go through as many balloons as comes out, which can be like 20 or 30 or whatever. And in fact, what happens is sometimes the regrow balloons, ceramic regrow balloons and stuff like that, they can actually spread out quite a bit because of the differential speeds of the balloons. So your 3-0 boomerang can actually do lots and lots of damage between sets of regrow balloons, which normally wouldn't happen if you put them towards the top. So that's all I got for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. As always, likes are much appreciated. If you haven't subbed yet, go ahead and do that, and have a fantastic day.